Many people have asked me over the past 2 days, why India? And the answer, I think, is how could we not be here? This is one of the most important countries on the planet and driven in large part by women.
I think women are developing constructive alternatives. Women are much more aware, they're more educated, and they want a better deal.
Barnard College is all about creating unique leadership amongst women and women from all around the world.
A lot of the work that I do brings us in contact with the enormous paradoxes, particularly the paradox that India is today. One of the fastest growing countries in the world, and yet at the same time we know that there's a very, very large proportion of our people who live in completely dire circumstances.
Being in Mumbai, it is the city of Slumdog Millionaire, of Shantaram, of Maximum City, and sometimes people's expectations of India involve a lot of stereotypes, and I'm actually having a lot of fun trying to break those stereotypes down.
To my mind, you can be activist anywhere you are. How do I know what's needing to be changed? Do I ask for bureaucratic reports, or do I go and see the change? So I think we got to all decide amongst ourselves. You don't have to be an NGO to be an activist. You don't have to run into an Anna Hazare movement to be an activist. You have to be an activist in life.
Is there hope? What percentage of politicians in India are truly honest? What hope for the future?
Well, let me start by saying I can only assure you that the NC in my name stands for non-corrupt. Unless and until we really have a holistic change in attitude of the electorate, you will definitely see that that 2% eventually turns into a 20%, which I think will be a great deal.
In all the women I have spoken to who are in jobs, careers, trying to rise to the top, it's always been presented to her that you are a little less of this because you want to be a little more of that. Sacrificing home for career, how does one address that?
I mean, I worked my tail off, but I still went to a PTA and I still attended the birthday party. And if my clients didn't like it as I got older, well, to hell with them. The mature, the more refined, the more educated employers, I think in the years to come, will just have to create that space much more. Because you know what? We're just very valuable human beings.
As a filmmaker, I try not to put the women as victims. So even if she's a sexy teacher, she is a sexy teacher because she wants to be sexy.
Are we all doing enough? And I'm sure the answer is we can do much more. And other than financial services, I can probably count on one hand the number of senior women clients I have. And that's bad news.
I brought a whole lot of my boys from school, specifically to listen to you. What would your advice be to them? Because they are the guys who are going to be holding up half the sky.
They're very brave boys, huh? Let me tell you. Well done, boys. There are no easy answers. I think it's really tough because men per se, this whole fight is not against men, it's against a larger patriarchy or whatever we talk about, where the men are just as conditioned as we are.
If you get kids to experience a different reality when they're growing up, they really embody those mindsets, and for them these barriers then don't exist. So equal opportunity, a lot of discussion, not making people feel bad for having these biases, letting people feel safe enough to bring up these biases and talk about them and slowly work on them.
Hope that the younger generation is excited about what they're hearing and they inculcate some of these values.
Every single woman there is so empowered and so goal-driven and so focused and committed to making a change in the world today for women. They just really opened our eyes as to how we could do that, why we should do that, the approaches we should take while doing that, and the things we should consider.
The Global Symposium series that we do at Barnard is without fail one of the best Barnard College programs that we have, full stop. Aside from the energy that comes from meeting women from all around the world and interacting with them and realizing that we're not alone, it's just a phenomenal learning experience.
What I have enjoyed a great deal in my life is being a part of the whole. And I think the richness that we have coming from a country like ours, whether it's the geography, whether it's the religions, whether it's the languages. I think we all have that running through all of us, and we're very proud of it.